Welcome and good morning.
Good morning.
We hope you slept as well as we did, because we slept so much and so good. We're basically new humans.
We kind of stopped time and slept for a day, and then we got back here.
Yeah, what year is it, by the way? I have no idea.
I don't either.
You don't either. What is a year? So yeah,
The time between two revisions.
Oh, that makes me sad, man. It shouldn't be that long. On the other hand, it totally should, because this was exhausting. I'm pretty sure for our viewers and visitors, or how do we call
I think viewers is
viewers,
okay.
Participants? Too many terms. We hope it was as exhausting for you as it was for us. It's just fair, you know. So yeah, we dressed for the occasion. We have some fancy footwear because it is morning coffee. We just woke up and everything is nice. And yeah, Dojo, do you have anything to say why I still boot?
Let me try to recap yesterday. And this is entirely from memory because our show notes are all completely blank, as is my mind. So, yesterday, I mean, most notably, we had a great set of compos. We had 3 huge-ass compo blocks, several big music compos. We had I think, legendary streamed music compo with top-notch, high-quality entries from the first to the last, and a very good mix of styles and genres. We had a very interesting 256-byte intro compo.
Oh yes,
with a few, I would say, with a few world records broken once again. We have had a very cool 4K intro compo with a lot of astounding submissions.
Yeah, we had the fast compos. I just remember those because my brain is booting to this point. 2 great fast compos, fast music with cool tunes about 90s TV shows. Or was it 80s? No, it was 90s.
I don't even, did we actually say 90s TV shows?
There was something about TV shows and a decade.
Okay.
It sounded like 80s, but I think it was supposed 90s.
I think it was somewhere between 80s and 90s. Like you can't really put a single decade to things. So
yeah, and the paint over, which had a lot of entries, high quality stuff. So that would be cool. That was very cool. Yeah, so many things happened. We had shader battles, we had DJs, we had seminars.
We had a lot of seminars yesterday, and they were all very, very interesting and also entertaining. Thanks Reality 404 for your very entertaining Cider seminar.
Yeah.
Thank you Ferris for your super interesting compression seminar.
Oh yes.
Thank you Xavi for your lighting and I think it was physical based rendering seminar.
I would be lying if I say yes, but yes.
It was something with Xavi and something with light transport. It was a lot of maths and very interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you, Qdrix, for your seminar about regaining our digital sovereignty.
Sovereignty. We agree to disagree.
Serenity.
Digital serenity. It's like a Zen moment.
Yep.
Yeah, so much to recap. I'm sure it's safe to say that it was an astounding weekend full of surprises in terms of releases, in terms of how many people joined us on Discord and Twitch, and the amount of impromptu help that we got, or like suggestions or everything. Worked out to be important to make this an authentic revision experience. Yeah.
And it's really, I've seen this in the Twitch chat, I've seen this in Discord, I've seen the sentiment at a lot of places that a lot of people are like, wow, I can't believe how much this feels like revision, actually, including you telling me this morning how much waking up this morning feels like waking up on Monday morning at revision.
Waking up Monday morning is the worst thing for, I think, anybody who has to participate in the prize giving. Because you usually, I mean, we try not to go to bed that late, but it turns out usually to be about 4 or 5. Then we have to get up at 9 to go back to our computers to an empty, almost dead, silent hall.
Yeah, and the entire hype, like the major hype, is essentially gone, flushed out of your system.
Yeah, spirits are broken. Then we have to go look at the votes and generate the prize giving slides, and then we actually have to print millions of pages of cue sheets, so we have something for the people on stage to read from, because we cannot go back like and twist our necks to read what's on the big screen, because that's very hard to do.
You could use a mirror.
A mirror, like a you know.
Yep.
What's that called? Makeup mirror.
Perhaps.
Yeah. And then we have to go putting things on stage. We have to put the trophies there. This year's totally easy because we didn't have them made yet because, you know, of the virus. But we have one stand-in statue or a trophy right over there. So that was easy. But still, when I woke up this morning, I was like...
He was exactly like that.
It took me until I'm still booting. I got up an hour ago. So this is exactly, this is my experience, best and the worst of revision. Yeah. Yes.
What else did we have yesterday?
It's not just yesterday, just generally.
The entire party.
It was fun hanging out with you guys in the beer tent and the tunnel and sofa world, like Discord voice chats or Discord in general. Yeah, so that was a lot of fun there. And yeah, I'm still blanking a bit. Don't you have to help me out?
Let me see. Generally, I really like how super active the Discord is, and IRC is, and everything else is. Its stuff is scrolling by so fast that it's barely possible to keep up with what everyone is writing and discussing about, and it's kind of like if you take the entirety of all talks at revision and try to cram them into a few Discord channels and voice chats, and you can tell that every one of you is really engaged and not just sitting in front of your sofas and watching this like some kind of TV show.
Yeah, it was impossible to follow Discord. I hopped on there a couple of times, and while I was trying to read something, I was thinking of something to react to. It was like 20 messages passed, so it was no point, at least for me, to stick around. And I read the messages, but trying to communicate just for like a couple of minutes, it's just not happening there, or it didn't, because you were so engaged in that. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we got a comment that we are always looking fresh. The guys look always fresh. I'm not sure if they mean us, but I'm pretty sure we mean.
If you mean us, thank you very much. We certainly don't feel like it.
Yeah, we are faking it.
But we're apparently faking it very well.
That is that's like basically what you do at a demo party as an organizer. You're faking it. You're trying to fake it very well.
Also, being at home and kind of having direct access to a warm shower kind of helps.
And a bed, an actual bed.
Yes, that too.
So yeah, that was actually, the setup here is quite nice. We're here in the apartment, and upstairs is an Airbnb. This is where Dojoe lives currently. So basically, he rolled out of bed into the shower, rolled downstairs, 1 flight of stairs into the apartment, and he was ready to go and fresh as always.
Yeah, I just had to roll onto the couch, and here I am.
Yeah. Yeah. Some people suggested, I mean, dojoe is a blow-up doll, and we just let the air out during the night, and in the morning we inflate them again. Maybe that's something for next year. But hopefully, oh no, God, I mean, even though this is an amazing experience and it is a lot of fun, let's try to be
let's try to meet in person again next time.
Basically, in real life. Let's meet next year at Revision at Easter. The dates, I'm sure they exist. Easter dates for next year.
I am pretty sure they do.
I think it's the first weekend of April-ish.
Is it? Oh, that's early then.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. It's actually it's actually a nasty coincidence that this year I think we've had the best weather outside of all revisions ever.
Yeah,
didn't we?
Yeah, what I saw from the photos, it seemed to be like that over most of Europe.
It was 4 straight days of warm spring/summer. Mm-hmm. We were stuck inside.
Yeah, that is
so. Weather
that is a pity.
Next year, don't disappoint.
Yeah. So
climate warming, we trust in you.
April 2nd to 5th. Thanks, Genio.
Cool.
Yeah, where's the week, by the way? Nah, it's not time for weeks. The time for weeks is over.
Yes,
it's time for fake mustaches, but I already have a normal one, so you have to wear fake mustaches.
You know what? Yeah. I'm just gonna sit still now, and you can paint a wig on your TV screen if you want.
You know what will happen if you sit still and people paint on people that are on screen? You end up like a famous Austrian person. So let's please be civil, and don't paint any kind of mustaches on dojoe or me. That was very not a good suggestion. Yeah. We will have some guests in a couple of minutes, and we will discuss what was happening in the past 2 days, so we can have a bit of conversations. So this will be hopefully entertaining and a bit relaxing for me, because I still have to boot.
He won't be done booting by the time this is over.
Yeah, and I get the notice that I will have to look at the prize giving slides, because obviously something is wrong, and since I'm the idiot who wrote the system, I'm the idiot who has gone to fix it.
And because you're going to be stuck in front of the camera for the next 2 hours, you can't.
Oh well, I will. I will leave you alone.
You could live the
You're booting still again as well. No, you have to.
I'm just resetting.
You have a blue screen T-shirt kind of thing going on.
Well, Hazi, sucks to be you then.
Yeah, Hazi will take over. Yeah, he's the captain now.
Hazi will freestyle everything.
Yeah, and yeah. So I will be once we are joined by our guests, our first guest. I will be off screen for a while to look at what problems we have, and yeah, so we don't have any delays, even though delays are part of the demo scene and demo party experience. I think we had just one delay. We had the delay yesterday after the long compo, the second compo block,
and that was kind of a luxury delay.
Yeah, I mean, it's a delay because of too many entries is the best kind of delay you can hope for at a party. Because and that's what happened. But we still, I think we ended during a civil time in the night. I think combos were done like at 1-ish. Yeah, which is good.
Yeah, and then we just had a bunch of DJs.
Oh, beautiful set by Wake.
Oh yeah.
It was soothing actually. First I thought like, okay, we need something more energetic, but then when I saw it, it was like, this is actually the right kind of thing to just calm down a bit, talk to people, and like process what was happening this weekend. Yeah,
and those were beautiful sound.
Oh yes, yeah, and yeah.
Okay. So I guess we should have FrANKy
Okay.
On board in like a second.
Okay.
Let me just
double
check if I'm still logged into that.
Turn down my mic so I won't disturb you when I get up and try to fix what needs to be fixed.
Okay.
This one, yeah.
Yep, that's your mic. Okay. So, paging Mr. FrANKy. Mr. FrANKy,
Hello.
are you there? Hello.
Yes, ICMP echo reply. Yes.
Ooh.
Yay. Hello.
Awesome. Hey, so how are you this morning?
Actually showered and wearing pants, which
that is a nice
good.
Twist. Yeah.
No, surprisingly okay.
Cool.
I think we all feel the same inside, and we don't show it on the outside, as every year. And that's it for now. Like, not yet that coherent.
So, tell me something
det här var bara
incoherent about
telefonen
the
först.
compos yesterday.
Så, nu har jag kopplat upp allting.
You're kind of the head of the compo team.
Yep.
How did you like it? How did it go for you?
In the end, good. We had no real issues. Of course, we haven't really had to change much of our procedures when it comes to the compos. I think that the only really new thing was that we also had to record the PC entries, and for that we were prepared and we did our tests. I think a big thank you to KB for that, who was doing all the recordings from a hidden lair in Hamburg. And I think also for the network Belgians to set up a central file server where we could very easily connect to all our video files that you just can copy up and down. Those were the things that we had to do extra. Of course, we also asked because certainly for like all the old school stuff and the game stuff and the wild stuff, we always ask you to bring your own hardware. That's really difficult now. So we asked the visitors, okay, bring a provided recording if you have one, and I think that 90% of those provided videos. So that made our life easier. So in a way that we could keep up. If there were some things that in the individual compos, like music and graphics, as D.Fox said, we had the problem of too many entries, and that's never a problem. But we have the compo organizers were pre-selecting till 4 or 5 in the morning on Sunday to get through all the streaming music, through all the modeling graphics, through all the paint overs, and I think for like the executable graphics, which was, by the way, totally awesome, we were preparing it up until 10 minutes before the compo block started because it was just so many entries that we had a quiet plan B in the background just in case that we didn't need to use.
Oh, cool. That's good to hear.
That's it. I think everybody in the back who you don't see, if you're lucky, you see a message on, say, Discord, or you get a small mail to Partymeister of the entire team. They're like always in the background, hidden. They don't really come out all that much. Certainly now, but they're there and making everything happen. And I don't think we missed any compo deadline, so that's good. And as said, it's a proven system that we have been perfecting now for 10 years of revision. Although we did start it back in the Breakpoint and even the Mega Symposium days, because some of the organizers have doing this for so long, and it's all this 10-15 years of how to properly run a compo that you take along. I think I myself started out as a Commodore 64 compo organizer on Breakpoint. So yes, that's all way in the past, but it kind of travels along in the back of your mind.
And speaking of old school compos, I mean, you have a knack for old school things. What did you think of the old school demos and the Amiga demos this year?
It's always a big risk in calling Amiga old school. First of all, that's a very sensitive subject with some people. No,
Okay.
in as already said at the end of the old school compos, it was really nice that we had like 10 entries and they were on 10 different platforms. I think it's I with the revision, I think we get to take some credit to bring the old school compos to what they are. When you were looking, we were having in the end we were having only the C64 demo compo, and you had like 2 or 3 entries, and then we opened it up for all the old school stuff, and things just came in and exploded in number of entries, and now you have not just C64, but you have people going on all kinds of consoles. I think it was we would never have expected demos to come in on, say, an Amstrad CPC or a BBC Micro, even the your Game Boys, your older Nintendo and Sega stuff. If you look at also, let's see, the 8088 miles per hour old IBM PC demo, for instance, is also something that that came in over there. And then jumping to Amiga, we did make the split to allow not to allow to make a split between the Amiga 500 and 1200, because Amiga was initially very Amiga 1200 AGA chipset oriented, and we also took the Amiga 500 back in there, and we have seen some kick-ass ECS, that's the Amiga 500 chipset, demos in there over the last 5 to 6 years or even longer. Yes, we've had always a good number of Amiga entries with high quality here at Revision, and I think that we can also give a massive props there to Charlie, who actually goes out into the community and evangelizes, almost so to speak, to keep the Amiga alive and to keep it going and to make productions. Also here online, he was chasing people left and right virtually to finish their entries, get something in, finish it up, record 2 or 3 versions in 720p and 1080p resolution just to make it as good as possible, because this is Revision always has been where the Amiga comes out and can absolutely shine. There are of course other events, but this is a really big visibility for it.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm back.
Hello.
I hope you can hear me.
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, there was a short interlude into what you shouldn't do right before a demo party, that is changing code. But price giving is safe. Everything's good. So yeah. So I didn't quite catch up what you were talking about, but I'm sure it was interesting. I heard things about the compos, about old school and Amiga. So yeah, that is good.
And FrANKy was extolling the virtues of our compo organizers.
Yeah, definitely. That is, I don't know how they did it, to be honest.
We had quite few compo organizers this year, relatively few compared to other revisions.
I think so. Yeah, FrANKy should know.
Kind of like just 10. Or
just 10 instead of, I think, 16 to 20 or something.
Yeah, I don't have the exact number.
Yeah, okay.
I think for the compo organizers, it's more or less a stable number. Actually, we didn't really get any new compos in or any new organizers for that. We did source some additional help for pre-selecting the streaming music and the fast music, but that is comparable to finding somebody in the hall that is a neutral person.
Yeah, sure.
And then use their input.
Yeah.
Also, I think that there were some questions on how on the recording of the old school stuff.
I think there was a 50-60 hertz question 2 days ago or yesterday.
Mm-hmm. The answer there is pretty simple from our point of view, is that we always record in 50 hertz. So to keep it as close to the source material as possible. Now, of course, after it goes out from here to the Twitch and the YouTubes and the other platforms in the world, somewhere it could get converted to 60 hertz. It depends on what display you have at home, if that is 50 or 60 hertz. Now, because we have the source material in 50 hertz and we have uploaded the individual video files on YouTube more or less straight after the compo. If we have them, those will be in 50 hertz. If you have a 50 hertz capable display, you will be able to see all the things in 50 hertz as they were recorded.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I saw another question on Twitch. How many streaming entries did we have? My take on it would be way more than we can show.
Yes.
I don't have a number here, but it was at least twice the amount that we could show, I think.
I think you can. No, it's more than twice the amount.
Mm-hmm.
So it was. I don't have the exact number right here, but it was a lot.
Yeah.
It's a fierce competition.
That goes for almost all the individual artist competitions, like all graphics and music. We were mostly just flooded with entries, which is not a bad thing. The only thing that can happen or will happen is that we have no possibility to show everything because we just have 2.5 days or 3 days, and that's just not enough time for everything.
I was thinking this morning that if this number of entries keep up, we're gonna have to, and I'm absolutely not suggesting this to anyone, but you would have to the Eurovision Song Contest, like national pre-selections of who can submit something. But let's not.
So we could
That's
have
going to work so well.
Now that we know how to do this online with streaming, we can hold weekly or monthly revision pre-selection events. Yeah,
that would be totally.
I hope none of the organizers heard that because they would kill me.
No, we don't.
We could make a revision fall to augment revision spring.
Too soon, man. Too soon.
How about we talk about this in 10 months?
Yeah. At the earliest, please, because I think the recovery time for us organizers and the visitors and viewers as well won't be that much different from an in-person revision. Maybe the physical ailments are different or less pronounced, but there still will be a recovery time, and I'm actually looking forward to not having to tear down everything in the evac within 24 hours, because that's as much time as we have to tear down everything.
Yes. Now,
and
of course.
Oh, we don't just have like this one strap hidden at some point where we pull and everything goes like
yoink. Yeah. Oh, that would be awesome. Yeah, but I'm looking very much forward to once we're done with it and can eat something, and then we can just drop in bed or dead or just
we just
fall down to the floor and be comfortable lying there until we wake up again.
Just turn off the camera. That's it.
Yeah,
we're done.
That's fine. Cheers, man.
Yeah, Binary Counter says maybe just a mini revision, some shader showdowns, 1 or 2 seminars, 2 compos, and a DJ set late at night. Yeah, let's talk about this. Not today.
Please no, please no.
Yeah. Yeah. So, FrANKy, any comments in general? I mean, you're obviously proud of your team, and there's all the reason to. It's an understatement, yeah. It is. We were.
It's the. I think we started like Friday. That we started to have the internal message as in like, oh dear, we're actually doing this. It is starting to happen, and so far it's working, and the internal amazement just kept growing and growing up to yesterday during the main compo block. Like, yes, this is happening. We are doing this, and that's a spirit that kind of went along in between all the organizers. We've had tiny anecdote. We had to have some first-time compo organizers, Louisa and Oni, who did all the graphic stuff, and they came back in the internal chat and they said, "I didn't realize how much work this was."
Yeah. I mean, obviously, recording adds a bit to the normal amount of work, but I think the adrenaline and stress of doing the compos in the hall with everybody yelling and running around, I think that evens out a bit, because at least now we could have do it at home in our own environment, but the stressful environment of revision usually doesn't help with preparing compo entries.
No, on the other hand, it kind of gives you this sense of urgency.
Yeah.
Well, yes, but it's an added plus that when you're stressed to finish all your compos and all your pre-selections, it actually kind of helps that there is not a DJ blaring through the main hall, vibrating the entire building, so that yes, you can focus on what you want to do.
That is true. Yeah. Less mistakes that way, huh?
I remember having to go down into the basement, into the walking, which you have to have discussions with some people about compos, which I now didn't need to do. I just called them on the phone.
Yeah. The cellar at revision, like probably the visitors know this as well. There is no quiet place. Usually it is the tunnel, maybe, but there will still be people running around. And yeah, we have actually an underground catacombs or something, and a fridge area. We are not allowed to go in the catacombs because they are creepy. But that would actually be a nice place, a nice place to have a quiet conversation in a very creepy environment.
The quietest place is the snoring Orga sleeping room.
Yeah. Dojoe, you had a question?
Are they really that quiet? Because I mean, if you're right under the stage and Logicoma are tearing down the place upstairs,
I think if you're like more in like the info desk area, it should be fine. But we were not allowed there, so the only thing I remember from it is when we are getting into the hall the first time, we have to go check some power meters and water gauges and everything. So, but I imagine since the tunnel is already quite quiet, and the cellar as well, so the underground catacombs, or how we call them, that is should be quiet-ish as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Now that you mentioned Logicoma, and I'm gonna give an example that Jeffke and PPC, our network Belgians, always give us. We know it's a good concert or DJ set when at least one of the hard drives in the servers that we use fail because of the bass.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Okay.
So we really keep wrecking hardware with our DJ sets.
And that happens. They have had hard drives come loose from their cradle in the servers and just choose freedom.
Okay. That is an interesting piece of info. I remember this, but it vanished from my brain.
Yes, but no. Okay, is there anything else compo-wise that I can tell you guys about instead of going through my years of history stuff?
Yeah.
Because I can go on for hours, but
yeah, sure.
this is not my show.
But yeah, we can just go through questions. We still hope that we will be joined by CGI in a bit. But yeah.
Let's see. Are there any
but I have
questions?
one question for you, FrANKy.
Yes.
Because there was something that was interesting to me. When did it hit you that we're actually having revision online and it's working? I think for me it was. I think when the first seminar ran at like 6, and Dojo and myself, we were online for an hour or more, kicking this thing off. It felt unreal because we're in an empty-ish living room with a dead-eyed camera pointing at us, and no possibility to hear what is happening on the stream. I mean, we have a TV here that shows us the Twitch stream with like a 20-30 second delay. That wasn't helpful. But yeah, once for us, it was like once the seminar kicked in, we could take off our microphones and switched on the sound on the TV, and we heard like, hey, Revision is actually streaming. This is cool. For us, that was that moment. Did you have a similar revelation moment for that?
Yes, and it was much earlier.
Okay.
We opened the competition uploads Sunday or Monday.
Monday, yeah. Sunday
Yes.
night, Monday, yeah.
And then when I looked up on Tuesday morning, and I saw that people there were like already 3 Amiga demos uploaded, and like, yep, this is gonna happen.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Speaking of submissions, I think we have an absolute record number of submissions.
Yes.
We won't disclose the number, but it is like 2-digit percentage higher than usual, and not a low 2-digit number in percentage.
Awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, that is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, too bad that we are not able to show everything. Yeah. Has there been any problems, FrANKy, that you have to that the compo team had to overcome, like that were different from a normal revision?
Not specifically. If there was an issue, and it's one that we identified from the start, is the communication. If you at a revision, if there's an issue with an entry, or you have a question for somebody who submitted an entry, we write a message in our internal system, or we use our internal phone system to call the beam team and say, hey, can you call out for this guy and have him come at the info desk, and then usually in 5 minutes they show up. Over here you send a party meister message, and at revision in the e-werk they will eventually see it, but here it's a bit of fire and forget. They upload their entry and they don't look at Party Master anymore for 4 days, but then there's a message from us saying, hey, your entry doesn't work. So we're jumping onto Discord, we're jumping onto Slack. We have had reach out people to other social media like the little birds and the books, to message guy, hey, your entry isn't there. So the delayed communication in getting things fixed, that's
that is different.
If there was one challenge, it was that one.
Okay, yeah. So I hear that CGI is with us now. So FrANKy, thanks a lot for joining us this morning.
Alrighty.
And we'll talk later tonight if we're not sleeping, I say.
Yes, we will talk to it during the big Orga dinner, which won't happen.
Yeah, the Orga dinner, each one at home alone. Yeah.
Yes, with a candle and a tear. Cheers, guys.
Exactly, yeah. Cheers. So there, while we might wait for CGI to appear, there was one question. It's like, why did we have so many entries? That is quite... Oh, CGI is here.
Yes, I'm here.
Then we skip that question. Hey, how are you doing?
Hey.
Yeah, not too bad. Yes, not too bad. Pretty tired, I have to say. But
yeah, that is not surprising.
It's been quite a weekend, and well, not just the weekend, all the time before as well. You know, for
yeah. I think you and Cyrex and Carencia were the ones who started quite early with everything.
Yeah.
So must have been. I just saw it on. I don't know. I googled something about revision this morning because I couldn't sleep, and I found out that we just canceled revision exactly 1 month and 2 days ago. So basically 1 month until we pulled it off to switch from physical to digital location.
Yeah.
That was an amazing feat, and you were a big part of that, because without the things that you three bring to the table, there's not much going on here.
Well, yes and no. I mean, we are, we are delivering the stream and the content and everything else, and that's we are the delivery factor, of course, and there's a lot of stuff we've had to do to get all this to work, and everyone to be able to speak to each other and display all the entries at their best and everything else. But of course, it's still all about the content and the entries and everything else, and it's
of course, yeah.
We wanted to really make sure that we had the best platform to be able to deliver that and really show the entries and everything else at their best. So yes, we worked quite hard to find the best solution to that. But whilst yes, it's basically been really hectic here, and I've been very busy the whole time. At the same time, I'm very impressed, and I want to say a huge thanks to everyone else who's been involved, especially the compo crew who've been doing all the recording and everything else, and having to adapt their way of working to recording and doing all that, and they've had to really change their workflows, and everything's worked out like really well. And of course, what's been great is having a fantastic producer who's been keeping us all in great time, and without her in my ear and everyone else kind of giving cues all the time, then this wouldn't be possible. So
yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's we are relying on Draupin here as well, because she's our bridge between the production team and us as hosts. So we are constantly in contact, and it is definitely wouldn't be possible without it, because we wouldn't know what and when and how to say anything.
We wouldn't know what to do. We're essentially just sock puppets here.
yeah. Somebody, I hope nobody has a hand up your back.
I would prefer not.
Yeah. An interesting thing, CGI, that people might not know is that we kind of played the compos live ish, because for the live voting to work, we had to do the beam slide live. So you were switching them, and you and Sarix were switching them all the time, so we can have the live voting. I guess live would have been much easier if we had that pre-recorded as well, but that was not an option.
Yeah, really. Sure. And yeah, that's it. I mean, everything is sort of very much still live. It's and usually people hear stuff like pre-recorded, like, oh no, this is not the kind of the way it should be. It's like, well, I think of it more like it's just that there's a long delay between the demo being played and it ends up here. It's just the reason. It's just it's technically possible. We could have the streams which we have, and we could have the compo crew play these things out live. But there's just that risk of what if there's some little connection drop somewhere and it starts screwing up, and it's just. The pre-recording allowed us to basically make sure that we could show everything in the best way, and keep things manageable from a production point of view, basically.
But in general, you didn't have much of a break in the production crew, at all, because even when a longer segment was running, like a seminar or a DJ or shader showdown, you still had to prepare the next things, and it would be interesting, I guess, for people if you talk a bit about that process. What was happening in between things? Yeah.
Basically, in between the compos, when the compos are playing out, when there's something active happening, then we are focused on that. But when there's not, we are basically preparing for the next thing, and that's basically transferring all of the newly recorded files which have gone on the central file server, transferring them over here to the playout system, checking those, preparing the rundown playlist so it's all ready to play out, just getting graphics ready, and just discussing how we are going to go in and out of each segment, what we're going to show, and it's there's just a lot of things going on, and also we have to. Inevitably, there's some little technical issues that we come across, and then we have to spend some time finding solutions for those and fixing them. We had. I was aware that there was like the first day there was the occasional audio issue and other stuff, and found the cause of that problem, and had to fix that. And of course, you can't just fix everything magically whilst everything's playing out. You have to find a gap, and with the packed schedule which we have, it's been quite a quite a challenge to find gaps to fix stuff. So sometimes you just have to, unfortunately, decide
gaps.
that okay, we're stopping now. We're going to put the rotating sofa cushions, as we said, slide up and just quickly fix something and then continue again, because we want to deliver everything in the best quality, and we don't want to just keep going with
I'm sure. Cool. Yeah, and that is what was happening.
But as for
and like the ship mechanic who keeps
here, I guess
fixing the ship while in hyperdrive.
Yeah,
I guess there's probably quite a lot of people who are sort of curious as to what's been going on here technically, and I actually, if you want, I plan to kind of voice over and do a thing about it, but basically have no time. But I have a short 2-minute video which basically shows what my world here is like, and I can show that to you if you wish.
Yeah.
Yes.
Please do. I'm very interested.
I would like to see this.
All right. Let's play this and hope it works. If this all screws up, then it's entirely my fault. If my own entry, so to speak, doesn't work. But
you can do it. You can do it. We can replay it.
I'll keep the mics open. We can talk about some stuff. There's just a bit of background music apart from the very end. But here we go.
Oh, cool.
Oh, here you are rolling in crates.
Yeah. Did a lot of before coming to this particular location I'm at, which is here in Helsinki downtown in a production house. There's the real reason I'm here is because there's a fat internet connection, and the guy who owns this place kind of the company I work for, sort of good friends with, and we've been helping him with some stuff, and he was happy to help with providing this location for us. But I had to get all the equipment ready and everything set up beforehand. I've basically been camped out in this building in downtown Helsinki for the entire time. This is my den, basically.
Okay. Oh, well, it looks nice. It looks like a nice production desk here. Yeah.
And this is showing our main switching software, which is vMix. Whilst this whole local here is, we've set this up so it can all be remote controlled. So Cyrax and whatever can actually control the entire system remotely. So I don't theoretically have to be here all the time, but the reality is that I am, basically.
I mean, usually at Revision we have shifts for this kind of thing, but we didn't have a chance to do that.
Okay, there's a little voting closing. Okay, I will just fade them off and switch to you.
There are so many screens I have to look at.
Ready? Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, this is impressive, definitely. And I'm sure people will have a lot of questions for you in the future, because I can theoretically imagine that since the situation will be going on for quite a while, that some other parties might want to switch to online.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure whatever we as a team, what we learned this week or the past 4 weeks, it is my opinion, but I would say we are happy to share that experience and the knowledge that we gained with other party organizers, so we can keep this going until this is over.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
It's
but please not in the next 2 weeks, party organizers. Not in the next 2 weeks.
But the very quick rundown technically for this is basically we have all the you guys and the commentators and everything else, you're all streaming in using SRT, Secure Reliable Transport Assist. Well, Cyrax, I think, talks mostly a lot about this, but bringing in all these low latency and reliable streams, and it's been kind of a challenge, but it's I think for the most part worked pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. There was something else. Maybe. Dojoe and I had the idea that next weekend we might do a revision recap show on Twitch and SceneSat. But I'm pretty sure we, as an organizing team, we should do a proper write-up of what was happening. But not in the next 2 weeks, but to just remember what we did, and in case we ever have to do it again, we have some kind of a document for that. I would love that, at least. Yeah. So we should talk about that at some point. Yeah. So how much did you sleep in the last couple of days?
Oh, I think basically I've been getting between 4 and 5 hours sleep each night because I've been basically awake to the end of the DJ sets, and then getting up in a couple of hours before we go live again in the morning to check things and fix things. And I could have, in theory, had more sleep last night, but I decided to quickly cut that video together, so I brought that upon myself. But so I don't know, between 4 or 5 hours sleep. So in many ways, it's not too. For me, this hasn't been too much different from actual revision. I've been camping out in a different place and eating lots of junk food, and it's just. I managed to open one beer yesterday. I finally got round to opening a beer, so I managed a whole single beer. But never mind.
Yeah, we had not that many, maybe 2 a day. Maybe three, but nothing excessive, because we were on every couple of hours or even more. So not much time to booze, but also that is not that different from the revision for me usually, because there's not much time to do that. And even if there is, we have to be responsible, because the next day is going to be harder if you drink more. Yeah. So thanks, CGI. I hear we can go to Ziphoid.
Yeah.
You probably have to switch that yourself.
I will have to now do my thing. So let me switch to you, and then let me go and fix this getting a live insight as to what's going on here. Then I need to switch that input to here.
Thank you. Yeah.
And then I'm going to send Ziphoid into you now.
And hey guys, can you hear me?
Ziphoid. Yes, I can hear you. Hey John.
Hello.
Hey guys, how are you doing?
We are alive-ish. I think I finally booted.
Oh really?
Yeah, but I'm still installing updates.
Oh.
Well, that's the bad part, because then you can restart it at any time, and that's not good.
Yeah.
We know that quite a lot from the SceneSat point of view as well, and well, I must say that you guys and CGI and the whole team has pulled off a really, really amazing feat, to be honest.
Thank you.
Because and also looking at it from our side of things, it's not that easy as you might think to actually be able to be located in 3 different time zones, various places, locations, trying to get to comment on something that is played somewhere else, and then not have an extreme delay or something like that. It is it has been a challenge for us in SceneSat as well. And the good thing with this is that we started quite early when you guys decided to let's do this online. We need to do this online. We can't do it in person. CGI set out to dig into our video streaming server, because the SceneSat streaming server has been the core communication hub for all the video. And then CGI did his magic together with Cyrax and the others, and configured it so that we could actually have a really, really decent low latency communications platform for us commentators to to be able to see the entries and react to them without having a half a minute delay or something like that.
Yeah, I think we have about a maximum of 2-second delay or something on our internal feed, and that is really good, because otherwise it would be hard, as you said.
Yeah, it would basically be quite impossible to do that. And we had some issues to wrestle with on Friday, primarily when it came to connecting a couple of the commentators up. But it really worked well, I think. And we, as old bearded men, that we basically are, because I noticed also on the Twitch chat that some friends of mine even said, "Hey, well, Ziphoid, cool to see you," and that was FrANKy online. So I think that me and FrANKy are getting a bit too. I mean, even my wife said when she saw FrANKy with his nice shiny beard, like, "Oh, he looks like you." It's like, yeah, okay. I think that's part of it all. But as said, we're bearded old men, just doing what we can whenever we can, and we're not the planning kind of guys. So when it comes to the commenting stuff, we really didn't prepare much. We just winged it as usual because we're like that.
I think that's perfectly fine, and it is it gives part of the charm of like a proper comment is authentic. Maybe it's a bit, sometimes it might be a bit too authentic, but that doesn't matter. I like the genuine approach to it. So it doesn't mean that there's a lack of preparation, but it brings a freshness that every one of the commentators from SceneSat did here, and it was for us, it was definitely a relief.
Absolutely.
That we don't have to do everything. Not that we do that much, actually. We're just, gluing a bit of things together. But it was good to sit back and hear others talk.
Yeah, and I have to say, you guys are way, way better at improvising commentary than me, at least. So thank you so much for doing this.
Well, I mean, that's the beauty of things, and it's fun to actually get to react on stuff as well, and especially not being involved. I mean, I know that FrANKy has seen a lot of the entries before because he's part of the organizing thing, compo things, but I mean, for me and most of the other guys, we haven't really seen any of the entries, so we actually get to react properly without trying to fake it. So that is also
I think that's necessary to deliver that kind of experience to the others.
Yeah, indeed. And I love the fact that, because, I mean, yes, it's a horrible thing that we couldn't actually meet in person this year, but that also made me be able to help out a bit more, because I missed the last few years due to family stuff, and I probably would have missed this year as well. So even though I was only part a bit, I've been part of the background thing for a bit longer, and it's fun and good to see that I was able to help out.
Yeah, definitely.
And I mean, before I usually do the Meteorix voiceover recording stuff, but that's just a small part of things, and I do it according to the book and script from Dojoe.
His favorite topic.
And you do it so well. I haven't said the word today.
Yeah, I know. That is, and I think on Friday during the opening, Dojoe wanted to show Megalactic, and we did. And your voice! I mean, I know Luguber did some magic with it, but it is such an amazing intro to this demo, and you made that happen. And
thank you.
Yeah, I get comments all the time about your beautiful radio voice, so I need to praise that a bit more.
Oh, thank you. I do have a face for radio, but I mean, now we're doing video, so that's the worst part. Especially with especially with located inside of the hallway in the middle of my house. That's why you hear kids running around and all that sort of stuff in the background. But well, that's life.
That's
I mean,
fine.
that's what you get.
You don't want to know what's behind this sofa.
No, you really
True.
Yeah.
No, but overall, it's been to be honest, it's been a really great experience. This whole thing, and as CGI was onto as well, and you guys were onto before, we have now a really detailed, flexible system set up that could definitely be learned from for others and possibly utilized. I mean, we're doing all sorts of stuff with SceneSat to try to improve our system and get that working. Sadly, due to time and money constraints, really, we can't add too much effort into this, but we're doing what we can to help out, and we're happily helping anyone who wants to do such things themselves as well.
Yeah, that will be a good thing that will come out of this, definitely. So yeah, because we fear it will go on for a bit. Dojoe is laughing. Are you looking at the questions?
People at on Twitch are now wondering what's behind our sofa, and and Zenjinstall was guessing 300 differently colored wigs.
Maybe.
You will never know.
You will never know, yeah. Yeah, John, did you manage to watch any of the compos apart from those that you commented on? So there was time.
Yeah, okay. I watched quite a few of them, and it was really high standard overall. And it's really amazing to see what people can pull off. And I do love the fact that some people are using whatever tools available out there, and some people are doing it the hard way. And that's the beauty of things. You can actually make a demo with anything in any way that you want, and still participate. And that's the beauty of things, because one thing that I usually say to my friends and family and whoever I talk to about the demo scene is like, it's a sort of a creative outlet for a lot of professionals doing that. They just want to let out their steam into a creative fashion, and we definitely see that now and here, because especially when it comes to the production of Revision Online, because we would never have pulled this off if there hasn't been so many of the organizers who were doing this in a similar fashion professionally or whatever, or have just a keen interest of this. And that's part of the beauty and power of the demo scene. I mean, we even had the main shader guru of the world, IQ, pop on yesterday to do some stuff, for instance. That's just the getting together of all this is just the beauty of the demo scene, and that's just amazing. And I mean, we peaked over 6,000 viewers on Twitch yesterday.
That is mind-blowing, yeah.
Yeah, which is just awesome.
So we're now at in the viewing range of a mid-tier YouTuber, but still for the demo scene that is amazing, and we're so happy about that.
Yeah. And as I said, for a scene that's been dead since 1999, we're pretty good set of steps.
Yeah, and I think yesterday we in the morning show we said something about 80,000 unique viewers. That is interesting. We don't know how many just watched a second of it and we're like, whoa, get this out of my face. But still, it's a stat we're going to use.
Yeah. And sorry, that's my son in the background.
That is fine. So. Say hey to Milton if you get a chance later.
We'll do that. My little Sputnik.
Yeah.
But you guys need to get going with the prize game,
actually, we still have a bit of time, so you're not quite off the hook yet.
That's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good that, as you said, this special version of Revision, because we're going worldwide online, is actually, as you said, helping people participate that usually can't. I know we talked about this earlier already, but it is still good that this happened, because otherwise we wouldn't have IQ there. We wouldn't have a lot of entries from Russia, for example, or from America, from the US. So because this actually, weirdly enough, this the distributed way of doing things brought us all closer together.
Yeah,
as weird as it sounds.
Yes, indeed. And I don't know why Milton got such a tantrum right now, but I don't think that he wants to go to the toilet. That's the core of the problem right now. No, but I do think that there's nothing bad that doesn't have anything good coming with it, and I think that is. I mean, that's what we need to learn from this. And since we could pull this off in just a few weeks, then that actually gives good hope for the upcoming months at least.
Yeah.
I do hope that we don't have to cancel too many of the parties, but I mean, a lot of the things are already being cancelled quite far down the road, so we'll see.
Yeah, it's we need to watch this, what happens, and but still staying positive, because if we can do it, you can do it. I mean, other party organizers wouldn't say it wasn't hard, but it was not impossible, apparently.
We should offer a party as a service.
Yeah, or as someone mentioned on Twitch, CGI as a service.
CGI as a service. Can we put him in a Docker container and, like, you know,
ship him worldwide?
Ship him worldwide and put up a couple of new instances there.
Well, that's the story with the air holes again, right?
Yeah.
But what we are doing, by the way, in when it comes to SceneSat and stuff, we're trying to actually get this more into a sort of SceneSat as a service in the future as well, to help. I mean, we're already offering to various party organizers to use our system to use as a sort of a springboard and starting point, because we can republish to Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook straight from the server. And with a lot of the stuff that CGI has been doing now, we do have even more flexibility and more possibilities for the future as well. And if we could try to incorporate that into sort of a SceneSat as a service as well, I think that would help a lot of people. I mean, of course, it's really easy to just switch on an encoder and stream to Twitch or whatever. And we actually would never have been able to pull this off without Twitch, because we couldn't just handle a load of viewers like that, because the finances are just not there. But it could be really good to actually build upon this and see if we can help others use the platform in a simpler fashion. And I mean, we're we're fighting with a very old platform web-wise, but we are trying to get that up to modern standards so that it actually works as intended. Now it works with a lot of handheld things. But we are trying to get that into a better shape. And with that, I mean, all comments and all help. And if people are interested in helping out, just feel free to reach out to us, because we can definitely use it. Both when it comes to...
What kinds of skills do you need?
It's basically anything. I mean, the biggest problem we have now is time, really. And that is a bit hard to get, because we all have busy lives and things, but we are trying to get our platforms opened up more code-wise and stuff, and to be able to have people doing web programming or even system configurations are not that big of a thing, but if we could get more relays and more stuff like that in place, and some help with that wouldn't hurt. But just feel free to reach out to us. I mean, we are on SceneSat.com and we're on all platforms basically. Cool. But we do get a lot of help from people as well, especially when it comes to the Sound of SceneSat volume music compilations, because it's quite easy to get people interested, because they can see the back catalog that we have for these. And we're as soon as I mentioned yesterday that okay, we're doing volume 6 now, people started to ping me, which is just great. and that actually helps as well, because I mean it's not for free to run this, but we do it because we love it. We can't do it as much because, well, it costs money. So the volumes actually help us quite a lot to keep us a steady income.
Yeah, that's very good.
So.
Yeah. What you said about having SceneSat as a service, that is obviously a fantastic thing, and that will help. That will help party organizers in the next couple of months. And this was the first year where we used PartyMeister in the cloud, in the actual cloud this time, and it performed okayish enough.
I was gonna say it's worked really, really well.
Yeah, apart from the normal bugs that I have to fix, but. I can fix them. No
but
problem.
They were normal bugs, not D.Fox spending 24 hours straight at the PC bugs.
That is true. Yeah. So maybe if you're a party organizer and you're in need of an online version of a software that helps you, I can hook you up as well as SceneSat. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll sort stuff out there because I mean we have a lot of, you have done a lot of tweaks to help managing the stuff from the Party Mice side to our side, but we could definitely connect more people or more systems into this as well. So let's do it.
So I think we're not quite ready yet, but we can look at some questions on Twitch in the meantime. But Ziphoid, you're welcome to stay with us, or if you have to take care of your son, you can also do that. But I think he's quieter now. Yeah.
Yep.
He calmed back down.
Yeah. So what's going on with you? What's going on in your life? No, I mean it's been hard not seeing you every year at least, or twice a year. So I'm looking very much forward to meeting in person again, because
yeah, me too. Yeah. I mean that's the beauty and the pain of having a family, I guess. It's not that easy to move along because lots of work and all that stuff. I can't really be away from home that much. But I mean, previously you've been saying hi on your way passing through Stockholm to St. Petersburg, which is just a crazy drive anyway. But
lovely drive. I'm looking forward to doing that again, because it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. No, but yeah, I miss seeing you as well as a lot of other people, because I mean that's life, I guess, and it goes up and down. I mean, a few years ago I was at too many parties a year at once, and it just needs to be a balance, and that's the tough bit.
Yeah.
But at least this way we actually have some sort of connecting weekend at a time, which is really good. And I mean that's also a good and bad part with this current COVID situation, that you work from home, which means that you don't even get to see your colleagues in a way, and then you get to see a lot of video conferencing with your colleagues anyway. So it's just it's a tough balance, this.
Yeah, it needs some adapting, but generally it is working out quite well for the lucky ones of us that still have a job that can be done from home. We don't need to forget those that aren't as lucky as we are. So
that's true.
All the good to you viewers who are having a harder time. Hopefully we'll get better soon.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there were a few questions on the Twitch chat.
Did you manage to remember them?
No, I did actually. One question by PS was what software we're using for the multi-person video chats. I'm not sure what exactly he's referring to. There are the Jitsi instances set up by the Demobit persons, and those were open for the entire party, probably still are, for people to just meet and greet live, but they weren't on this stream apparently. What we're doing here is something custom made that's done with some magic by CGI and Cyrex, right?
I think that's vMix that CGI was referring to earlier. Yeah,
I guess so. So it's essentially individual feeds coming in from us and from Ziphoid and from Truck and from everybody else. They all get collected in Stockholm at SceneSat servers, forwarded to Helsinki to CGI's vMix instance, and that's where he merges those video streams and the nice background picture you're seeing into a side-by-side view. Thank you.
Dojoe learned something this weekend.
I learned a buttload of things this weekend.
Yeah.
Other people want to know what's behind the sofa. We're not telling you. It's confidential.
Yeah. Never gonna happen.
Yeah. It would actually be a danger to national security if we were to tell you.
Yeah.
And somebody asked about how well the ticket sales were going.
I would say about the same as a normal revision, which is obviously amazing, because we didn't think we get that kind of response. and everybody bought T-shirts.
We are going to be drowning in T-shirts.
Drowning in T-shirts and packages and everything. Yeah, John. We have. I think we're closing in on 600 T-shirts.
Ooh, that's quite a number.
Which is twice the amount that we usually have at Revision.
That is a lot of fabric.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we have enough space. I mean, I know that our 300 T-shirts and a couple of hoodies are usually like 7 to 8 huge packages, like cartons, and so we have twice that plus the Orga shirts. They will have to send us a whole truck, like not truck, but a whole
truck.
Not truck.
A truck full of shirts.
A truck full of shirts. Yeah. So I have no idea how we were doing this logistically. Like, where do we store this? How do we sort the shirts? How do we do the packaging? And how we will match the orders to the sizes and everything, and not mess it up. It's going to be a real challenge in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure we're going to have to use computers for that.
Computers? What are these weird things that I'm hearing about all the time?
And also, by the way, I just want to before we need, because people are waiting for the prize giving. I hope that it's on the line soon. But I must thank my team on SceneSat so much, especially of course CGI, Truck, FrANKy, Bombe, Sobi, and Fnord, who has been directing stuff in the background as well. I think especially Bombe, he's been behind the scenes managing all the stream titles and stuff like that at all points. And we didn't really prepare as much as we possibly should have done, because there were some things that definitely can be better for next time. And we have some improvement suggestions that we can take after on the Orga meeting as well. But overall, I must say that it's been a really nice experience for us all. And we have Sobi's cat on stream now as well, by the way. Crucial part of the team.
Yeah.
But overall, it's been a great experience to get to work with these gentlemen, and I'd happily do that at any time and again.
Cat TV.
Finally, some quality cat content on Revision. Yeah,
very good.
Somewhere in UK.
Yeah. It's it's a bit sad that our dog is not here right now, because he's with our neighbors, because he would be totally bored and annoyed by us not having any time for him. And it has been a good thing that we have very nice neighbors who are taking care of him. So he's basically just downstairs, and I'm looking very much forward to seeing him again. It has been over a day, and it's so weird waking up without a dog if you're used to having a dog. It's like something is askew, something is missing. So either if you're a cat or dog person, I think once you have a pet, that's kind of the feeling you get. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so many furries and beardies this year is written in Twitch. Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah. So we're waiting for the signal to be able to go on with the prize giving, so we can just ramble on a bit more.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Do we have any topics? Let's see what questions we have. Prize giving now, come on, yeah, we'll get there. The delay of the prize giving is an expected part of the demo scene experience. So this is just, we're trying to deliver quality content here. And that means you will deliver the delays as well, because it's part of life.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's been very few delays this weekend anyway. So, I mean, we got to make that up for something.
Yeah. So that is a French comment.
Somebody doesn't like Salzburg.
Yeah, prize giving delay is a proud tradition. Yeah, that is correct.
The good thing with this is that this won't interfere on any person's travel plans, at least. Yes. So we don't have to leave in the middle of the... in the same sense.
Usually Styx would be like, okay, shuttle, the 12:30 shuttle, you have to leave now. Everybody's hectic, and the shuttle has to be held up because one person is still missing. And this is, traveling is going to be breeze. I think Dojoe might be almost the only person who has to actually go somewhere after this, but it's only a 20-minute drive.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
So I guess CGI has to leave the studio at some point and go home as well. But I'm not sure how much traveling is there going to be, and it's a good thing because I'm not going to miss that, even though we live basically a couple of hours from Saarbrücken. That's not a big deal, but after a huge teardown, you remember those, Ziphoid, when you were with us, and then you drove once to Revision with the car, from Stockholm.
Yeah.
That must not have been fun.
No, especially not since I drove basically 70% of the part home. It was like 18-hour drive or something like that. I can't even remember. And I don't really remember. I can't recall the last few hours because it was on a drive away that I've been driving a gazillion times. So I do recognize it a bit too much, which is dangerous because I don't realize that, I'm driving. So I'm not going to do that anytime soon, especially not with only 2 people with a driving license in the car. So, but it was an experience as well, of course, but it could be better.
Yeah. Somebody is saying that it's an environmentally friendly party. I guess that is kind of true.
Might be. Yeah, less planes, more streaming.
But we made our individual trash piles.
Had to.
But I'm pretty sure it's much less than if you gather a lot of people in the hall and have to throw away a lot of things. So yeah.
Slide asked. He didn't catch the name of the software we're using. It's vMix. VMIX.
Yeah. I don't think it's free. But it's good.
I think it is very much not.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
Well, they have a pretty decent free version as well.
Okay.
So it's, but to have the full power, it's not free.
Yeah.
We have of course used a lot of OBS on various satellites.
Yeah, we're using OBS here as well. Our setup is a bit non-traditional because we're lacking. Well, not many things, but basically what we're doing is the camera is streaming into a gaming recording device, which is used to record Let's Plays. But basically it does the job and it does it well. And then we go into OBS and OBS goes to SceneSat. Yeah. Well, it's OBS. I think it's used by almost everybody who is not CGI. And Cyrex here, yeah. 3 OBSs detected. Yeah. And it's actually easy to stream to Twitch. I did a couple of coding sessions that were probably very boring last week. And it's just OBS has presets for Twitch. You just enter your account data, you press stream, and then you're on already. So that is, if you want to stream something, OBS is really the way to go. Maybe not on the Mac, but...
Well, it's not as
it was weirdly crashing all the time.
Yeah.
So
I do actually have to leave you guys now because the home situation encourages it strongly at the moment.
Then,
but it's been a great weekend for me as well, and let's do this again, but not in this way, okay?
And not in the next 2 weeks.
Actually. Exactly, but I'll keep you guys posted.
Yeah.
And just stick your eyes on SceneSat, eyes and ears on SceneSat, and we'll be with you at nearest possible convenience, I hope.
Yes, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Ziphoid.
See you guys.
And relax a bit, hopefully.
I will.
Yeah, see ya.
We'll see ya.
So, Dojoe, I am tired.
So am I.
Yeah.
It might show.
Yeah, but it doesn't keep us from rambling on as long as we have to. Yeah. What else? Can we have any questions? If not, we
Where could I buy SceneSat albums? Is that coming? Is it as comfy as Amazon or anything?
I think they are on iTunes and various other places, Bandcamp, but I'm not entirely sure. But you can probably go to scenesat.com and look for the Sound of SceneSat albums. There should be all the links in there where you can buy and contribute or just donate, I think. Yeah. Okay, we're getting the signal that we're ready for the prize giving. So let's... it will be the last thing we do today, so but we don't need to stretch it out. So prize giving coming up. Finally, it's your time to be praised for your efforts, and hopefully you get one of these statues. Will be design-wise updated for this year, but we'll do that in post, basically. Yeah.
We'll fix it.
So yeah, we are ready to go.